Godspeed UFO. March 25, 2024, LaGuardia Airport, New York. Michelle Reyes, an airline passenger, along with her daughter, flying from LaGuardia Airport in New York, experienced an extraordinary encounter in the sky on March 25th. While recording the beautiful view of New York City from her window, Michelle accidentally captured something absolutely mysterious in her phone camera. Take a look. An utterly baffling footage of what appeared to be a mysterious cylindrical-shaped object soaring alongside the aircraft at an incredible speed. Let me slow down the footage so that you can take a better look. Realizing this was no ordinary sight, Reyes quickly reported the potential airspace hazard to the Federal Aviation Administration via email. However, she never received any acknowledgement or response from authorities regarding her claim. At first, she thought she was the only one. However, to her surprise, another passenger on that very same flight also witnessed the strange object and was equally stunned by the anomaly they observed outside their window. Determined to get to the bottom of just what could explain the bizarre video footage, Reyes sought the expertise of Thomas Wortman, the director of the Mutual UFO Network in Ohio. After meticulously examining the clip, Wortman's calculations estimated that the mysterious dark cylindrical object that Reyes filmed was actually flying at an altitude of around 2,500 feet and was relatively close to the commercial aircraft as it made its final approach to the runway at LaGuardia Airport. Now this alone raised immediate red flags. Based on the object's unique, radically different aerodynamic shape from any known aircraft, its obvious violation of restricted airspace in close proximity to a major flight corridor, and the fact that such a presence would constitute a serious potential hazard to aviation safety, Wortman immediately ruled out the possibility of this object being a conventional helicopter, drone, or military craft. After all, regulations strictly prohibit such vehicles from operating in that allocated airspace anywhere near commercial airline flight paths. The risks are far too great. However, what truly convinced Wortman that this was an extremely unusual sight was the perfectly round cylindrical shape of the object. Despite his best efforts, he couldn't spot any signs of wings, a tail, or other usual features you'd expect on an aircraft, even when looking from a tricky angle. With the sighting occurring approximately 15 minutes out from LaGuardia Airport at a time when Reyes' plane would likely have been traveling at around 230 miles per hour on approach, Wortman affirmed that the raw footage did not appear to be altered, edited, or hoaxed in any way. However, he cautioned that he could not entirely dismiss the possibility that this was an exceptionally convincing visual example of pareidolia, a phenomenon in which one perceives distinct patterns in an ambiguous stimulus, simply due to the nature of how one's mind processes visual information. Nonetheless, Wortman, who has spent years studying and documenting a large number of UFO encounters, maintained that this particular piece of footage and sighting account represented an intriguing and compelling case worthy of deeper investigation. The ability to obtain precise navigational data, including location coordinates, directional headings, altitude information, and the exact time code of when the video was captured, could potentially help rule out or confirm more rational explanations. For instance, cross-checking the footage against data on known flocks of birds, weather balloons, or other airborne entities in the area at that time and place. What's even more interesting is that, when the Federal Aviation Administration was questioned about the reported incident, officials claimed they had no records or reports from pilots regarding any such mysterious unidentified object in that airspace, thus adding more mystery to the incident. Some remained skeptical regarding this incident. However, the eyewitness believes that the sighting was 100% real, and that another random passenger witnessing this same event makes it even more compelling. So, did Michelle Reyes capture a really remarkable footage of something beyond our realm of understanding? Or was it all just a very smart, well-planned, elaborate hoax that even the best of UFO experts couldn't find flaws to? You decide. New Jellyfish UFO. May 17, 2009 in Buenos Aires, Argentina. An individual captured bizarre footage of two dark, unidentified flying objects moving in the evening sky. It was around 5:50 p.m. when the person, at first, he only noticed a single strange dark object hovering low in the distance. Wanting to document the peculiar sight, he raised his camera and began proper recording. The footage opens with a mysterious object gliding effortlessly across the frame. Appearing solid black against the orange-tinted clouds, the UFO seems to float with a mind of its own, unfazed by any visible propulsion system or aircraft. However, as the video rolls on, a shocking realization becomes clear. There is not just one UFO, but two distinct objects moving separately through the sky. At one point, a second black shape emerges high above the first UFO. This second UFO lingers near the same position as the first object continues its path below. The object looks quite similar to the Jellyfish UFO, which was revealed by Jeremy Corbell. At around 58 seconds into the video, both unidentified flying objects return simultaneously. The taller one remains stationary, possibly serving as a lookout to monitor the movements of the other. Then, at 1 minute and 50 seconds, they materialize once more, still displaying strange different movement patterns despite their seemingly related origins. All the while, the objects make no sound and leave no visible contrails or exhaust trails. Their jet black coloring and vertical structures further defy straightforward explanations of ordinary aircraft or drones. While the object's specific nature remains ambiguous, the simultaneous appearance of two UFOs behaving with a clear sense of autonomy is deeply intriguing. Could these be probes from an extraterrestrial civilization, silently observing our human race? Or could the video expose experimental spy drones or other misidentified terrestrial aircraft? Whatever these objects are, you be the judge of that. UFO caught on live ISS feed. April 26, 2024. A person was casually going through the live video feed from the International Space Station when something caught his eye. Let's take a look. An unusual object in the footage in the midst of stars can be seen appearing from the right corner of the screen. At first glance, it seemed like it could potentially be a comet or something similar streaking through the frame. However, there was definitely something peculiar about the way it appeared and moved that made this viewer question what he was witnessing. Intrigued by this bizarre sight, he decided to capture and record the live stream footage of the anomaly to analyze it further. The strange object continued behaving in an abnormal manner, compared to how a typical comet or space debris would travel in the sky. With no clear explanation for what this could be, the person reached out to share the unaltered video clip with others on social media, seeking their opinions and perspectives on just what this odd mystery object might be that he caught on the live feed. The person also made it clear that he had the original unedited footage from the live stream available to provide additional context around the bizarre sighting. So was this simply a trick of the light or camera lens, exhibiting an artifact he wasn't familiar with? Or did he somehow manage to catch an extraordinary glimpse of something unexplained and potentially extraordinary flying across the visible horizon from the spacecraft's vantage point? I'll let you be the judge of that. 4. That's not a planet. April 24, 2024, Carson City, Nevada. It was around 10:30 p.m. when a local resident was outside his house taking a smoke break. As usual as it can be, he looked up to the sky and witnessed something truly amazing. Something completely extraordinary.
Those are right next to each other, and that one just stopped while it's sitting still.
3 bright white orb-like objects moving in the sky seemed to be slowly flying in the sky right above his house, in a west to northwest direction. At first, he thought maybe it was a really bright planet, but as he looked closer, the eyewitness realized this light was behaving in a completely bizarre way, unlike anything he'd seen before.
Look, it's sitting still, like a star now.
I don't. Oh, why is it way dark? Ooh.
Look, that one's way over there.
Wanting a second opinion on the weird sight, the individual quickly called his girlfriend to come outside to witness the incident. But right as she came out, they were both stunned to see that the bright orb suddenly started moving at an incredible speed, heading north toward Reno, much faster than any normal plane. As they watched the object's path, the girlfriend noticed 2 more brilliant white orbs hovering almost directly above them. These 2 just hovered at first before slowly starting to rotate around each other in a circular motion. It was an eerie, strange sight. Then, in a split second, the 2 rotating orbs stopped and blasted off in opposite directions at remarkable speed, one shooting off westward while the other raced eastward over the nearby Prison Hill area. Realizing they were witnessing something truly extraordinary, the man yelled for his girlfriend to hurry and get her phone camera rolling to capture the unbelievable scene. Although she was a little late getting the camera going, she managed to film one of the objects suddenly stopping its westward path and just hovering there like a bright star. As the camera rolls, the object can be seen moving smoothly eastward, floating high up in the sky. Afterward, it headed towards Prison Hill. About 20 seconds later, the girlfriend shifted the camera to capture the roof briefly, revealing the original object still faintly visible, traveling northbound like a small dot of light, descending along the mountain range. Suddenly, it took a startling turn, sharply 90 degrees, and blasted off towards Silver Springs. Swinging the camera back to the eastbound object, the couple was stunned again to see it suddenly turn off its brilliant light, as if by a switch, while situated above Prison Hill, seeming to just disappear or deactivate. In the final seconds of footage, the remaining hovering orb appears to pulsate erratically, though the witness later explained this was likely just his girlfriend's hands shivering from the cold night air while filming. Based on the person's experience flying drones as a hobby, he estimated the 3 glowing white orb objects were roughly car-sized and hovering around 1,000 to 1,500 feet in the air. However, their blistering speeds, sudden turns, hovering abilities, and mysterious luminosity were totally unlike anything he'd ever seen from drones or planes. So did the man and his girlfriend in Nevada capture something truly extraordinary? Or was it all just a fabricated display of drone lights? You let me know down in the comment section below. 5. UFO over Disneyland. August 11, 2023, Anaheim, California. And just before I reveal the next video, more amazing genuine UFO videos are on your way, so if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to Classified Sightings and turn on notifications to never miss out on our future videos. On a beautiful evening, a visitor to Disneyland captured something highly unusual on camera. This person was getting ready to enjoy the beloved It's a Small World show, just like countless guests before them. As the iconic attraction began its dazzling light and laser display, 3 mysterious bright lights suddenly appeared high in the night sky. The lights seemed to defy explanation, moving in ways that suggested they were not simply part of the park's entertainment. The visitor quickly pulled out their phone to record the bizarre phenomenon. In the footage, the 3 glowing objects can be seen hovering without any slightest movement at first. But then they start to slowly reposition themselves, moving in precise formation with each other. What made this sighting so difficult to dismiss was its timing and location. It's a small world show, does incorporate an elaborate laser and lighting system, but these 3 unexplained lights behaved in a manner completely detached from that choreographed spectacle. The object's movements seemed to defy conventional logic. Rather than traveling in simple arcs or lines as one might expect from drones or aircraft, the lights followed a random triangular pattern. At one point, it seemed like they appeared to rapidly change direction, or simply vanish and rematerialize in a new position. Many opinions rushed in as to what the mysterious lights could possibly be: drones, helicopters, lanterns, or something more otherworldly. However, without any detailed conclusive evidence, this video remains a mystery. Now there's a peculiar video where a mysterious UFO fires a green beam of light, and it is truly incredible, and it is shown right here in this video. Or you can click on this playlist to watch all our videos one by one. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to get notified about our future videos.